Hey yo! What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be checking out some TikTok mysteries about some Bible TikToks that were going around, and at one point there were some really crazy things going on behind them. Very mysterious things going on behind them. So we're going to take a look into that to see whether it's still a mystery or has the mysteries been solved behind these videos. So if this is something you would like to see, please don't go anywhere. And yeah, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the AO crew. And yeah, don't forget to smash that like button, run the algorithm up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Guys, I want to say, please don't mind my hair. I'm doing my hair right now, but I still have to get a video out to you guys. So yeah, that's what's going on here. I'm doing my hair at the moment, so please try not to let that distract you too much, all right? We'll be back tomorrow with my flowing locks. All right, run that beautiful bean footage.
TikTok is one of the most used social media apps in the world, but there's a much more obscure and strange side to the platform hidden underneath the surface. So today, we'll be looking at some of the strangest mysteries to come out of TikTok.
All right, TikTok mysteries.
On January 11th of this year, a concerned woman posted a TikTok about a doll named Valeria that her younger sister had received as a gift. My sister received this doll as a Christmas present, and it makes these strange sounds. Her name is Valeria, and if anyone has her, please tell me if this is normal. The doll is battery-powered and can sing songs and say some pre-recorded phrases, and it even has the ability to respond to basic questions asked by the owner. When playing around with the doll, everything seemed normal until the young girl discovered something disturbing. One of the doll's pre-recorded audio clips is much different than the others, and it's the main cause of concern for this TikToker and the millions of users that would come across her video. Here's the audio clip in question, but just a warning, it's pretty jarring and maybe distressing to listen to.
Look at her face. Wait, what? Oh, God.
As many viewers would point out, this very clearly doesn't feel like the artificial audio of a baby crying that you might expect to hear from a baby doll like this. There's something very real and unnerving about it. It sounds like a recording of a real baby wailing in agony and screaming for its mother, as well as a few moments where it sounds like the baby intensely coughing or vomiting. Among all of the other upbeat pre-recorded phrases, to say this disturbing piece of audio is out of place would be a massive understatement. Thousands of comments were made in the span of just a few weeks, with people trying to find any explanation as to what this bizarre audio clip was, as well as how it found its way to this seemingly innocent children's toy. So what's the story behind this video? Did the doll's microphone record something it shouldn't have? Is the whole thing a hoax, or is the origin much darker than we can imagine?
Yo, that is disturbing. What the heck was that? You know, these toys nowadays are just getting really weird and freaky. Like, I don't know if y'all remember that mirror, and the girl took the little sticker thing off, and underneath it was like this disturbing zombie looking chick. Like, what is going on with these toys? Like, we need to do a deep dive into that.
When thinking about ways that I could locate the doll's origin, my first thought was to find the manufacturer or brand responsible for its creation, but I quickly found out that it was going to be a much more difficult task than I had expected. Just adding to the obscurity and creepiness of the video, there are only a handful of other mentions that I could find of the doll on the entire internet, one of which is a TikTok page operated by a Peruvian toy importer, and the other two are Facebook posts advertising its capabilities. Neither of these connections link to the manufacturer themselves and are simply secondhand resellers. I don't have much of a means to have meaningful conversations with these sellers as I don't speak their language well enough, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have the same amount of information about the doll's origins as we do. This seems like a bit of a dead end, but looking at the comments on the original TikTok post will immediately make some interesting discoveries. My daughter has one, and it makes that noise when you put it upside down like that. Hey, my sister also has this doll, and it's true, it makes some very strange sounds. In Peru, this doll is called Paulita. My niece was given one as a present, and it also makes the same sounds. If we're to believe these commenters and the many others that state that they have the same doll, it immediately rules out the possibility that the video is a hoax by the uploader and she was simply seeking online attention. Looking at some of the other comments, we'll notice a recurring pattern. There are countless comments stating that the origin of the doll's audio is from a gore video known online as Miss Pac-Man, with some of these comments even reaching as many as 28,000 likes. If you're not familiar, and I hope you're not, Miss Pac-Man is a horrific gore video showing the death of a Guatemalan woman. For whatever reason, hundreds of TikTok commenters have clung to the idea that the audio is sourced from the video. Despite the incessant comments definitively stating that Miss Pac-Man is the origin, I have no reason to believe that this is the case. I haven't watched the video in question for hopefully obvious reasons, but my understanding is that the audio features a woman who was a witness to the crime, screaming and crying, not the noises of a baby in distress. And as some other users have also pointed out, if the audio from the doll were to be sourced from this video, it would include a lot more ambient noise and talking from other bystanders. The audio played by the doll seems to be an isolated recording of a baby's cries and doesn't line up with the audio from the infamous video at all. The second and more popular theory is that the audio is sourced from CSEM or some other kind of abuse video. Similarly to the Miss Pac-Man rumor, there seems to be an endless volume of comments saying that the screams and cries are so disturbing that they could only be sourced from some of the most heinous and revolting content imaginable, with all of the most liked comments on the video saying as much. These are dolls for adults or abusers. This doll seems like it's made for abuse. This is not good. It's a doll that's directed at abusers. I'm worried that it might be audio from CP. These dolls are intended for an adult audience. That's why they make baby sounds, and there's no such doll named Valeria in any store. The theory that these dolls were handcrafted for some of society's most depraved individuals is echoed hundreds of times throughout the comment section. Coupled with how terrifying the doll's screams are, this explanation is definitely the most morbid, and taking into account this possible context, the video becomes nothing short of bone-chilling. But while it is a possibility, I don't believe that this is the most likely explanation, partly for the same reason I don't believe that a gore video is the source of the audio. I personally think that in cases like these, internet users have a bit of a tendency to latch on to the most disturbing explanations simply to feed their morbid curiosity, regardless of the explanation's validity or truth. And while this theory does remain a possibility, there's not much substantiated evidence to corroborate it apart from how simply disturbing the audio sounds. The third, and in my opinion, most likely theory is that the origin of the doll's disturbing audio is simply an oversight by the manufacturer. It's a likely explanation that the manufacturer of the doll simply used some kind of stock audio, and when coupled with the low-quality speaker that it comes with, the result ends up sounding really distorted and unnerving. In the search for the audio's origins, I do think this theory specifically gives us the best chance of locating where it came from. If the manufacturer sourced it from a public access audio library, it's very possible we could find it in the same way that they did. While this gives us a bit of a more comfortable explanation for what's going on, it's still undeniable how authentic and disturbing the baby's cries are, regardless of the audio's origins. Even though it might be professionally recorded audio, it's still very clearly a real baby in distress, screaming and crying, and the result is extremely uncanny. Whatever the case may be, the origin of the disturbing cries and the original manufacturer responsible for creating the doll both still remain a total mystery, and I don't have a solid explanation for either of them. If any of our Latin American viewers have something to add or can fill in some context that I may have missed, it would be greatly appreciated because I really do want to get to the bottom of this. I would say that I hope to one day find the origin of the audio, but depending on where it came from, maybe it's better it stays hidden. Let me know what you think in the comments. Beginning in August and continuing into the later half of 2025,
I don't know. What do you guys think? It could be a hoax.
Started to emerge on TikTok. The videos featured recordings by users from Virginia that began noticing suspicious ice cream trucks bizarrely operating at late hours into the night. The trucks were reportedly circling neighborhoods with their classic jingle between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m., even with the absence of children and customers. Videos of these creepy ice cream trucks collectively garnered hundreds of millions of views, and of course, commenters went wild with speculation. This led to the idea that a mass abduction ring was luring and kidnapping children with fake ice cream trucks late at night, spreading rapidly throughout the platform.
Who the hell would be out at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning though, like children?
Missing between August 3rd and August 9th to the ice cream truck sightings, and a popular copypasta spread throughout the comment sections of nearly every single post related to Virginia and the ice cream truck phenomenon. If you guys hear an ice cream truck anytime past 6:30 to 7 p.m., usually dark, stay inside. It's a tactic to kidnap and harm younger kids. If anybody knocks on your door at night, even if it's 2 light knocks, have your mother or dad look through a peephole. If you're alone, quietly do it. If you do not recognize the person, make sure the door is locked and call the cops. Lock the back door too. Never open a door for a stranger unless you're an adult with a weapon and it's daylight. And never, I mean ever, go to an ice cream truck late at night. God, please protect these children. Speculation and conspiracy theories continued to spread rapidly about who was behind the supposed kidnappings, with users saying that the traditional media was suppressing the stories of the missing kids and that the government was involved in some grand human trafficking scheme. For weeks, commenters and creators alike continued to push the narrative that 80 to 100 children had been kidnapped by a shadowy underground group. So what really happened with the Virginia ice cream trucks and the supposed kidnappings? Well, as I'm sure some of you may have already guessed, there was no evidence of an actual mass kidnapping, and there were no meaningful connections between the missing persons cases. In fact, most of them were runaways that eventually made their way back home. The truth is that 88 children really did go missing in Virginia between August 3rd and August 9th, but that number is actually even lower than the state average of 98 per week. And the idea that these children were all kidnapped by an evil ice cream truck patrolling the streets looking for kids to take is completely divorced from reality and total misinformation. The rumors spread so intensely on TikTok that Virginia State Police even made a statement debunking the claims, explaining to everyone that the number of missing children was
eating ice cream.
What they did not explain, however, was the string of ice cream truck sightings. The only part of this mystery left unsolved is the bizarre uptick in sightings of ice cream trucks at ridiculous hours of the night, which I still find to be pretty bizarre and without explanation. But to that extent, a lot of these videos showing supposed sightings are very obviously fake and have no connection to the actual sightings that took place. One popular video that helped propagate the kidnapping rumors is literally just a van driving at night with creepy ice cream truck music superimposed over the recording.
That's weird.
And that's kind of all there is to this one. The rumors about the kidnapped kids can kind of just be chalked up to mass hysteria. TikTok is a breeding ground for these kinds of misinformation events, as the demographic is mainly kids and teenagers, and the nature of short-form content not needing to have true information, let alone nuance or context. Even though the connection to missing kids is obviously just false rumors, I do still find myself a little creeped out by some of the videos associated with the whole event, because the concept is just so creepy.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, I don't think they ever really truly explained why these ice cream trucks were riding around neighborhoods at that time of night, that time of hour. I mean, And for real, we still don't even know really what came out of all that. All they did was chop it up and say, oh, yeah, no, they were runaways and the ice cream trucks had nothing to do with that. That was it. That was all we heard. Nothing else about it. But you still got to understand, it's pretty freaking weird, It really is weird.
During the tail end of 2025, a bizarre rabbit hole came across the For You page of some TikTok users. An incredibly strange account advertising skincare products using photos of Adam Sandler's daughter, Sunny Sandler, that have been mangled with artificial intelligence. For whatever reason, the person operating the account ran photos of Sunny Sandler through the unexplainably bizarre and horrifying AI alterations, and the end result is obviously extremely strange and disturbing. The posts are formatted as kind of a before and after, as if to say this is her before and after using our skincare products, but they never end up showing the after, so we're just left with these terrifying photos and no other context or explanation. If you click the link in the account's bio, you'll find that the products being advertised actually do exist on Amazon with real reviews, and the company behind the products also makes use of AI image generation on the Amazon store. What's odd though is that all of the marketing images on Amazon are flawlessly made, while the photos on TikTok all have this creepy AI image artifacting and distorted faces. So what's really going on?
Look at Obama's daughter. She looks creepy.
Jump to is that this is simply the work of fully autonomous AI that has no frame of reference for how disturbing and creepy their posts are. But I honestly don't buy this. While the images are clearly AI generated, the posts and their formatting do seem to be manually created and posted by a person. Or at the very least, someone is seeing the posts before they go up. If this is the case, how could they not have the foresight to see how terrifying these posts are? The only other possible explanation is that this company is doing some weird meta marketing campaign where they're creating intentionally disturbing posts to attract attention through pure absurdity. Either way, I don't have a great explanation for this one, but it seems to me like it's just a very out-of-touch Latin American company that's trying to utilize AI for its marketing, but they're horribly mismanaging it and producing this horrifying ad campaign. I'm still very curious why nobody that's a part of this shitty hair and skincare company is realizing how weird and creepy these posts are, and I wonder if they'll ever stop using these horribly unnerving
I'm sorry, they look
photos.
crazy.
They're still keeping it up though, with posts as recently as 5 hours ago, and no signs of stopping anytime soon. This one is still a mystery to me. If any of you guys have a better explanation in the comments, please let me know. And that's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more like this,
yeah, no, I am stumped on that one. Why would they do that? And if it was to generate like eyes, put eyes on their product, that is one weird way to do that. Like, I don't know, they look really weird. Surely they have to see that that doesn't look right. It's definitely giving uncanny valley, whatever that shit was called. Yeah, it's definitely giving that. The faces look very strange, very out of place. You could tell something's wrong. Why would they do that and keep it up? Like, if I was gonna buy their product, I would not buy it if I'm seeing that that's what they're using as to promote it. Because I wouldn't look at the people and be like, oh, so is that how they face turning out after that product? I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, these are some TikTok mysteries, and yeah, just TikTok mysteries that were going around that were pretty viral on TikTok at one point. And I just wanted to see whatever came of it. Clearly, it's still a mystery. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's not typical what I really do. This one was kind of weird, but I wanted to see what it was about. But if you guys could please give me a like. I hope you watched this video all the way through. And if you did, please give me this emoji in the comments so I know it's real. And yeah, on that note, I will see you on the next one. All right, guys. Cut it.